about to go down.
It's lovely pass, and here he turns cleverly. Can he find a finish? Oh, he can!
Skilled by Joshua, and a return right hand. Good counter right. Bullet is hurt. Second right hand. That clipped him as well. Now he goes in for the kill.
Well, Ricciardo is inching into the lead, and Ricciardo that win the Italian Grand Prix!
Iguodala running the floor.
Still leading the way with Canada in there too, with the Netherlands.
And Musa makes it 4 goals in 2 World Cup matches.
The Monaco Grand Prix! Ricciardo triumphant in Monza.
Through Bowden, Barrett and an early touch and an excellent...
Sports Orbit. We make the world go round.
Hello to our esteemed viewers out there. You're welcome once again to Sports Orbit, reaching you from Leadership TV. My name is Afacho. Salifu Usman is right here. Salifu, welcome to this edition of Sports Orbit, first for the week.
Thank you. So much, my pleasure.
All right, on today's edition of Sports Orbit, as usual, have a bumper package for you. We have news coming from the CAF and Confederations, CAF and Confederations Cup, and news from that. Also, news from the LMC. You find out what happened to the LMC, of course. We also have other interesting stories as we go along in this edition of Sports Orbit. But first, we'll begin from the local scenes where Kwara United and Rivers United began their quest to qualify for the group stages of both the CAF Champions League and Confederations Cup on Saturday and Sunday, respectively. Kwara United and Rivers United both got comfortable victories, with Plateau United drew 2-2 with Stage Manji in Gabon on Saturday. Remo Stars pulled off a short 1-1 draw at former CAF Confederations Cup FAR Rabat in Morocco on Sunday. It was Remo Stars' maiden appearance on the continent. Kwara United, away from Ilorin, played at the Mobolaji Johnson Stadium in Lagos and hammered Nigerian opponent AS Douanes 3-0 in the first leg of their CAF Confederations Cup preliminary match, which was played yesterday evening. So, good start for Nigerian clubs. Somehow all of them managed to either get a victory or a draw, and the way it's looking now, they're all set now to at least make it to the group stage proper of the continental competitions.
Yeah, it was a very perfect one for the Nigerian club, which this will continue. For the two sides that play at home, both Kwara United and Kwara United got very comfortable victory. Kwara United won 2-0, while Kwara United won 2-0. Last week, that is a comfortable one. But however, they still need to go for the second leg in the next in the forthcoming weekend to ensure that they complete their victory. But 2-0 can still be overturned if you sleep. But I think Kwara United go the way to the Nigerian Republic and in the previous side. I think 3-0 no matter how, although nothing is possible in football, no matter the field, if not possible, let that 2-0 in Nigeria. The best thing that all they need is to still go to Nigeria, go for another victory, probably beat them on the two-legged affair, and how to perfectly put you on the better show for the next round of competition. And for the two sides that play, we also commended the Plateau United.
Stars and Plateau United.
Also commended the Plateau United, and then the Remo Stars play are very good. Very
North Africa in Morocco, and we know how the North Africans can be when it comes to
very tough side. So both of them get it draw, and for the Remo Stars who are just making their debut in the continental competition, so all they need to play against a former champion, and they far away Morocco, and they be able to hold them to a 1-1 draw. And to me, that is a very perfect one. All they need to do is just come home there and ensure that.
Just avoid defeat.
Avoid defeat. That is all they need to do at home. Avoid defeat, and at the same time, not to play to draw. Play to draw, so it can also be dangerous. So all they need to do, just come back home here,
They should even aim to go for an all-out win.
All-out win. I think that should also suppose that also the aim for. So if the Moroccan, but not for the Moroccan can still come here and get a victory, but all you need to do is avoid them getting a victory and or getting a more aggregate, a more draw. Possibly if you can still hold them, if you hold them for 1 draw, now the match should go to extra man or possibly a penalty. But to be on the better side, they must stand to a victory against the Moroccans, and for the Plateau side, I think they are there before. They have the experience and the coaching.
Experience on the side.
The side, very strong side, and going by their performance last season, and with the promise by the governors that they are sure that the cup go for this time around, I think they'll have all the stake not to lose to their opponent in their own leg. Yeah. I think for me, that is a perfect one for the African, Nigerian side. That is the way we want them to continue, and I hope that they will continue this way and at least possibly give us the befitting image they will deserve to have in the CAF competitions.
Very well. Away from that now to some volleyball down where that's talking about the under-19 African volleyball, where Nigeria are back-to-back champions of the under-19 boys African Nations Volleyball Championship following their 3-0 thrashing of Egyptian counterparts in Morocco on Sunday. The coach Adekalo Adeniyi led boys dictated the pace of the final match from start to finish, winning the first set 25-20 before thrashing the Egyptians 25-18 in the second set. The Egyptians resumed the third set with high spirits, taking points alongside the Nigerian team and dragged the game to 25 points before Nigerian boys dug deep to win the set 30-29 points. Aftermath, he said, "Today is the happiest day of my life in 2022 because Nigeria retained the trophy won in 2020. The players played according to the game plan from the blast of the whistle and never complained whenever they lost points. The players have shown greatness from the first day of the championship and exhibited a high level of discipline during the course of play." He said, "I want to thank God Almighty for the opportunity given me as head coach to win the under-19 African Nations Volleyball Championship again." He said, "For record purposes, I and Coach Sani Mohammed won the 2018 African Youth Games title, emerged champions of the 2020 under-19 Boys African Nations Volleyball Championship held in Nigeria, and now lifting the trophy as the chief coach." So all we can say is congratulations to the under-19 volleyball champions. I mean, so far they've been doing well. I mean, volleyball generally, all the age grades and up to the senior national team somehow have been doing well in recent times.
Yeah, it was that in the senior national team we have not been getting what we want, but at the age competitions, I think we have shown some dominance. And all kudos to the president of the Nigerian Volleyball Federation, Musa Nimro, who has single-handedly invested in love in this volleyball. To me, volleyball is next to his foot, and he has shows commitment, and we can begin to see the result. For Coach Adeniyi, I congratulated him, and it shows that he's a good student. He's a good student, having served as an assistant coach 2 times, winning it 2 times, and then now giving him an opportunity as a head coach. He did his job and deliver well. He's a good student, and he has mastered the tactic and ensure that the team play up to that level. And the surprising, the sweet things about this victory that this victory was achieved in Tunisia and play in the final against the North African side, Egyptian teams, beating Egyptian teams in the final 3-0. To me, the Nigerian team deserve more than commendations, and I think the Minister of Youth and Sport and probably the president of the country should appreciate this team for doing the country proud. It's not easy to win. Nigeria hosted in 2020 and won it. People they are proved that the victory in 2020 was not just a fluke. And going all the way to Tunisia and going all the way to Morocco, and then defeated Egyptians in the final shows that yes, we are up there, and I think this team deserves to be appreciated and commended for doing the country proud in the final North Africa.
Very well. Away from that now too, I mean, what seemed to me was like one of the biggest stories, over the course of the weekend was the Supreme Court judgment that actually proscribed the LMC, that's talking about the league management and company. And of course, Nigerian football stakeholders have applauded the recent judgment which proscribed the LMC, which are actually operators of the Nigerian Professional League. Following the judgment, the federal government, through the Ministry of Youth and Sports Development, advised the NFF to withdraw the operational license granted the company and set up an interim management company to run the domestic league for the time being. In a statement signed by Permanent Ministry Secretary in the Ministry, Ismail Abubakar, said the LMC stated that it will no longer recognize the LMC in the operations of football in the country. Also, former international Segun Odegbami said the LMC and NFF were illegal and not in the Nigerian laws. He said, I have asked this question many months ago about the legality of the NFF and the LMC. Both are nowhere in our books, and so I was not surprised about the judgment and also the position of the Ministry of Sports on the issue. So, I mean, a landmark judgment, if you ask me, and severally since this name came up, NFF, a lot of people have said, look, there is a disconnect somewhere. What we have, what is being recognized is the NFA. If you want to be called the NFF, they are the right channels. You need a proper amendment of the act that established the NFA, and not waking up one day and establishing a name. You decide to call yourself, like someone said, when they go for budget defense, they are known as the NFA. But when they are outside interacting with FIFA, they become NFF. But in the laws that are established, there's nowhere like NFF. There's no room for LMC. So we've been operating this legal body for quite a good number of years. And the Supreme Court in its judgment has said, look, these things do not exist in any way in law as we know it. So with that now, an IMC has been set up to properly run the league, pending when, every other thing is properly put in place.
Alpha, it's just as if we are in this country that things are always done on upside down. It's just a simple thing. The word NFF and NFA. Asking NFF doesn't add any value to you.
Yeah.
It's just a simple thing. If you go to Ghana have GFA. Ghana Football Association.
Argentina still use AFA.
AFA.
Exactly.
England still use FA.
Exactly.
Yeah. If you go to that, this is started under the era of President, under the era of Sani Lulu.
Yeah.
Sani Lulu was elected as chairman of the Nigeria Football Association. But before they were going out and other Nigeria Football Association, chairman of Nigeria Football Association, why other sport federations in the country are basketball, Nigeria Basketball Federation, Nigeria Taekwondo Federation, Nigeria Weightlifting Federation. Everybody, other federations were asking president. And then they say, why can the other be asking president? Chairman.
So it was a case of inferiority complex or something like that.
Yeah, absolutely. As a federation, and we are the bigger body, the bigger sport are asking chairman, and that's how they quickly on their own at one of their AGMC changes to football federation. And since the change for since then, we're talking about since 2017 till now, that they are first short of how to go about the law to have to repeal the NFL Act and replace it by the NFF and not NFF Act.
So just hold your thoughts right there. We'll go on a quick break, and when we come back, we'll continue with this LMC issue. Don't go nowhere.
For sponsorship and advert placements, please contact 080-3688-6158. Last Word Leadership Podcast Studio. You have the last word.
Sports Orbit. We make the world go round.
All right, welcome back from that break. You're still on to Sports Orbit. Yeah, before I went on that break, Salifu, we're still on this LMC matter. It's quite a shared moment in Nigerian football.
Like I was saying, it's just a simple thing.
Yes.
Why not just wait until the law
Takes its full course,
the law enacting NFA is repealed and then repealed by the NFF Act. You cannot be into outside football. But you can't go back, go to class, just like you go to class, you answer, say you are Salifu, or you are Salifu Usman. You search for exam, you come outside, and you are saying you are Salifu Smaila.
Exactly.
Why your certificate carrying Salifu Usman? You come outside and say you are Salifu Smaila. So who is Fulif? So it's just a question of just a simple thing. But over the years, they keep on asking the NFL. If I look, what is the value of NFL? Exactly. It's the same thing. Yeah. Just remain where you are the NFL to avoid all these legal issues. Exactly. And now here is a dragging. And at the same time, if you're looking at the LMC, the league management company, you can't run to government, collect money from a league management company. Is a private company. Exactly. A private place is a private research company. You can't go to government, collect money from the government and bring it to run it on the private
exactly. I mean, exactly. In England, for instance, yes, you have the FA. The Premier League is there that runs the league
independently.
So, yeah, exactly. What was the stress about the NPFL not running the league? You have NPFL, so it brought a lot of confusion. You have the NPFL, then there's the LMC who runs the NPFL.
Yes.
So it was like two different bodies.
2010, the era of 2010, 2012 precisely. There's a constituted board, elected board of league management, elected board of Nigeria Premier League board, headed by Barrister Victor Ramsey. But because a sitting minister then and the Aminu Megere led the NFL, somehow, because they didn't like the face of Baripoti, or because Baripoti was somehow they don't like him, you quickly impeach Baripoti and then dissolve the board. A elected board, elected by the Congress of the People. You dissolve them and set up a private company to run the league at the expense of the club owners. And if you go by the statute of the LMC, the league is supposed to have the board supposed to be controlled by the club owners, but no club owner is sitting on the board. You only have representative of the club chairman on the board. And if you go by the act of the LMC, 25% of the shareholder is being owned by the pioneer chairman of the LMC, which is Ulukairabo.
Exactly.
They say he's holding that 20% in trust from the club owner, pending when the board is properly constituted. But today, how many years are we talking about today?
Exactly.
The NFF retains 25% of the shareholder. The president of Nigeria Football Federation holds 25% of the share, at whose interest and whose benefit. So everybody, and that is why we are where we are today, that our league, we are not going forward. We rather we are going backward every day. The league, they say we are in their own ideas. Bolaji Abdullahi, the then minister, the chairman of National Sport Commission, the sport minister, Bolaji Abdullahi from Kwara State, who is aiming to become a senator now, and Aminu Megere, the president of Nigeria, in their ways of that the league was not run properly, and they want to the league to be a private pool so I can generate money. But if you ask me, I ask Nigeria, ask everybody now, tell me where is the money generated by the league. Now we are running a league that even the league cannot even finance itself. Match officers are being owned. Referees are being owned. The title owner, the club who played the league, at the end of the day, don't know how much they are. They are nobody is, there is no television or everything. No club. We are running a league when the club, the match officer, the referee, the match commissioner, and everybody else are the detriment of the club. if the fee is coming to your home, you'll be able to finance. You have to finance it. And he asked me somebody who financed you. They say who paid the tools. And that is what we are. But would everybody, every reasonable thinking, will be definitely allow this loud market judgment? But tell me, since that judgment, since that the judgment breaker, and since the statement from the family, to this has NFF issued any statement concerning this? They just keep down.
Yeah.
No statement. NFF have not seen anything concerning this issue today. It seems that they are trying to take away their cake.
I think what they are preoccupied now is with the elections.
Or maybe because the NFL is they are at the dying moment of their on the life support, trying to end their term. Well,
all right, we'll keep an eye on this story. It's as days roll by, of course, the picture will become clearer of what becomes of the NFF, LMC, and Nigerian football generally. Away from that now to some Premier League news where former Arsenal star Paul Merson has tipped, believes United and Chelsea will not be among the teams to make the top four. In his own opinion, he said Manchester City, Liverpool, Tottenham, and Arsenal are the ones he believes will end up in the top four. Well, no surprise is coming from him, coming from an ex-Arsenal star. So, of course, everybody will always say something good about their team. But like I keep saying, these are early days.
Yes, I agree with you. But you're trying to say that it's being partitions, whether it's still little. But I agree with you. It's too early for anybody.
Exactly.
This is just six matches out of 38 matches.
Yeah.
So still have it's a marathon race. Still have 32 matches. So we are not even off to the half to the quarter of the league. Yeah. So everybody should hold his thought.
Exactly.
By the time we get to the middle of the season, and probably approaching have 20 matches played. You cannot begin to look at the picture based on the way this club has played so far. You cannot begin to predict. This is where the federal, this is where you go. But for you now to say that this particular club will end here, this particular club will end here. If you even look at his own analogy, that means just automatically tip Man City as the middle of the league. It's possible and it's not possible. Yeah. So everybody should just hold their thought. If you say Man United will not end up the top season, Man United lost their first two matches. After that, the four consecutive, they have won 4 matches consecutively. They were at the bottom of the table. Today, they are fifth on the log. So that what does that tell you? Okay, Arsenal that have won all their matches, the first time they faced the title rivals or the top 4 rivals, they lose. So what gives you the guarantee that Arsenal will end on the top 4? What even give the guarantee that Tottenham will end on the top 4? Or give you that Liverpool is struggling. So ideally, if there's anybody to even write off that says not make up the top 4, you should look at the Liverpool first. Because Liverpool are struggling. So just like I agree with you, anybody should just hold this thought for now. Not anybody, not Pep Guardiola or the Haaland that is calling from every angle tells you Man City is going to do it. You can we both say we are going to do well, but you can't be sure that we are going to, because it's a marathon race.
Very well.
And by the time the league gets ticks, get to the busy December, now we will now know who is who in the league.
All right, away from that now to some other stories where, of course, former Super Eagles left back Ifeanyi Udeze has condemned the idea of allowing Randy Waldrum to stay abroad while working with the Super Falcons as head coach. He said it's an act that must stop, stating that it is disrespectful to Nigeria. Waldrum, a college soccer coach in the United States, works with the Super Falcons on the side. According to him, it's a side hustle. And clearly,
100% agree. Yeah. There's nothing to add and there's nothing to remove.
Yes, because where he makes his money is from that college who pays him. So I mean, clearly, and I agree with him.
It's just a horse side.
It's not a full-time job for him.
It's just it's a side horse.
Yes.
And I agree with him. And I wonder why it's disrespectful to us. And I wonder why we always look very low.
Like he said we need a coach who will take the Falcons as his main and only job.
Main job and top priority job. He just see this as a part-time job, just come here, arrange the ball, just go somewhere, and then whatever happens, he went back to his
and collect your bonus.
And collect bonus, big money. At least this has to stop, honestly. thank God we are heading to the end of the current NFL ball.
Yeah.
The next president of Nigeria football should be able to discontinue this kind of arrangement. We can't continue this kind. And even the Jose Peruso, if the next president, whoever emerges as president of Nigeria football, the next board of president should look at the contract of Pesero.
Clearly.
Yeah. If Pesero if you can see Pesero after he coming back, he will move around, go to Port Harcourt, go to Kwara, United, West to where is he today? He has gone back to Portugal.
Exactly. Anyway, moving away from that now quickly to some usual football where Nigeria's Calvin Bassey has been included in Ajax squad for the Champions League clash against Liverpool. That's Tuesday at Anfield. There were concerns Bassey could miss the trip to England after he picked up a knock in the Eredivisie Champions 5-0 win against Heerenveen on Saturday. But the Nigerian international has now been named in the 24-man squad for the game against Liverpool coming the weekend. Away from that now to the US Open where a Spanish teenager Carlos Alcaraz completed his rapid rise to the top as he won his first ever Grand Slam yesterday with a 6-2, 2-7, 6-1, 6-3 win over Norway's Casper Ruud in the US Open final for now. So, I mean, for Alcaraz, he said for him, he never knew that the Grand Slam would come so early, and so far he's been the youngest male singles player to achieve this feat at such an age, and gradually
Rank number one.
Right number one. So gradually,
gradually breaking to the top 3.
Yeah, so gradually, like it or not, we are beginning to see a new era of tennis stars rising because the old era of Federer and
Nadal,
gradually they'll gradually
it's gradually facing out. Well, kudos, congratulations to the Accra, and then for Nadal. Nadal may feel disappointed, but Nadal also feels as a joy that his compatriots. The compatriot he's taking from where he stopped, where everybody was looking at Nadal since the absence of Federer, Djokovic, and the rest. Nadal was able to win his 22nd Grand Slam. So he won extend the lead against Djokovic and Federer. But unfortunately for him, injury could not allow him to achieve that feat. But thank God, still his countryman, his compatriot, still took this one and now occupy the top table as the number 1 ranked tennis players in the world. He has breaking into that. He has breaking into that top 3 into that era. So I think just like you say, we begin to see that the era of Djokovic that they should know that there's everything that has and everything has an end. No matter how it lasts, it has an end.
Quickly before we leave, of course, recall that football activities have been cancelled in England and in Britain generally over the weekend as to mourn the late monarch. But some sections of fans all over the world actually have questioned that decision for cancelling EPL matches. Well, for me, I'm neither here or there. I mean, it's their monarch. They all have every right to feel, okay, this is how long we want to celebrate. And as a result of that, we want football games on hold.
Well, in my own opinion, it's an absurd decision. You can't just EPL. Yes, it's an England big, but it's no longer an England property. It's a world, it's a global property. A lot of people invested in EPL, and that's why EPL is where it is today. England investment alone would have taken EPL to where they are today. Around the globe, a lot of people contribute money, invested in the money, and have a shares in the league.
I agree, but the competition is held in their country.
The competition is held in the league, but you don't football. This is the first time I'm hearing that you stop with football, you stop a league because someone died. All you need to do. Okay, when Arsenal was playing against the Suicide in the Europa League, remember the list break that the Queen is there. They would have said that they should postpone the match, cancel the match. All they just give a minute silent and the match went on. All you have looking at every match venue, all you just give her a due honor. It means silence, or you just wear a black armband as it's done. But to cancel the league for entire in the whole British league, if you go to Scotland, the same thing. Go to Ireland, the same thing. Go to North Ireland, Wales, the same thing. Go to North Ireland. It's the same thing. All cancel the league. So because say they are more like that. They are more like. It's not. What is the fate of the investor, the DB right and elder who have investment in the league?
Very well. That's where we draw the curtain on today's episode of Sports Orbit. Tomorrow we're back in the Champions League returns This week also, the Europa League returns this week. Also, we'll be here to give you a preview and updates of all the action as they come out. Salifu, thank you once again for being in the studio on this Monday episode of Sports Orbit.
Thank you so much, Joy.
All right, until we come your way tomorrow again, stay safe out there. My name is Afa Acho, and it's bye-bye for now.
Thank you for watching. For sponsorship and advert placements, please contact 080-3688-6158. Last Word Leadership